set feet. Bang!
What game is this? This is incredible. Hook, delightful. Wow! Strong.
Now Melbourne goes, and Melbourne gets the bucket. Circus basketball to Roof.
Cole! Yes!
Round 5 of the Signet WNBL continues in beautiful Bendigo with a clash between the early championship contender and an emerging challenger. The Bendigo Spirit, hotter than a jalapeno right now, winning their first 6 consecutive games, sitting on top of the WNBL ladder. Just when you think they can't get any stronger, tonight they get back a crowd favourite and a superstar of the competition. Making it 7 on the trot, though, will be tough against a young and talent-stacked Capitals roster looking to continue their promising form. We're at Red Energy Arena in Bendigo as the Spirit host the UC Caps on a Saturday night. Hello and welcome to the second match of our WNBL doubleheader on 9 now. Ben Waterworth with you alongside one of the sharpest minds in Australian basketball, Zoe Carr. And Zoe, a big task for the Caps, but if this young group plays anything near their potentials, anything's possible.
Absolutely, it's a really exciting challenge for them. And obviously, you know, I'm so excited to see the return of one of my favourite players and humans in Kelsey Griffin, but that can also cause a little bit of disruption too. So this could be a time where the Caps is getting better and better, where they can strike.
Like your theory, Zoe, let's put some context around this game and have a look at the results so far. We just saw the Flames put in a very impressive performance against Geelong United, probably their most impressive of the season so far. And prior to that, a big win for the Lynx, and then the Fire bouncing back with a thrilling victory over Adelaide. Tomorrow, all eyes turn to the state basketball centre for the Flyers and the Perth Lynx. That is going to be a real rockin' shootout. But let's have a look at the Bendigo Spirit. Remarkable, Zoe, that they are aiming to start the season 7-0, and you watched them play against Southside last week, which was one of their more impressive victories in terms of a different way in terms of the way they had to win that game.
Yeah, so they were down 17, I think it was, at half-time and had to claw their way back, and that's a really good test to be able to have that happen this early in the season rather at the back end of the year, and know that even when things aren't working for you and you've got yourself in a little bit of a rut, you can still come back and beat anybody, because Southside were playing some great basketball.
A big constant for Bendigo during this 6-zip run has been their star international, Veronica Burton. The Spirit, I suppose, haven't been renowned for getting the big name imports over recent seasons, but my word, Veronica Burton has come in and played a role straight away. Definitely,
and she's taken the load in the point guard spot away from Kelly Wilson at times and allowed Kelly to also play in the 2. But when she needs to score, she can get on the rim. And we saw that last week. She took over the game and really ignited the run for the Spirit.
The Capitals, big challenge for them. They're coming off back-to-back wins, especially against that match against Geelong United, where they kept Geelong United to 60 points that game. So they'll come into this match with confidence.
They will. And at the end of the day, they just need to play their game, but it'll come down to, can they limit the Spirit's offense? So defensively, at the moment, they're averaging 89 points against them per game. They need to bring that way down if they're going to have a chance against this powerhouse Bendigo Spirit team. They're capable of it, and they are getting better each game with it, and hopefully tonight's the night it clicks.
And any time we get to watch the Caps, we get to watch Jade Melbourne, who it's actually scary to think that she's still only 22 years of age and is showing incredible form.
Yeah, she's... Again, she's a favourite, big country all the way. Just an incredible human being and an incredible player. And we're just seeing her go from level to level each game throughout this season, but in any time she's stepping on the floor.
Now have a look, there's the number 23, Kelsey Griffin, in the middle of your screen right there. She's not part of the starting 5 for the Bendigo Spirit. She'll come off the bench, but she's missed the first 6 games with a finger injury that she suffered just in days before Bendigo's WNBL campaign commence. But what an inclusion for Bendigo to bring in when they're already stacked in the starting 5. And they've got KG23 coming off the bench.
Definitely is. What a luxury to be able to bring her back and bring her back in the form that the Spirit are in at the moment.
Underway here at Red Energy Arena. Bendigo hoping to go 7-0 to start their WNBL campaign. The Caps hoping for another win on the trot as Burton drives hard inside and gets the scoring underway.
And that little on-ball mid-pick and roll play that they used last week that got them back in the game with Burton. Great start to go back to that straight away.
Potch works her way inside, can't get the love off the glass that she was after. Kelly Wilson comes up with the rebound. These two teams met back in round 2, and it was Bendigo with a thumping 23-point win at the AIS Arena. So the Caps hoping for some revenge tonight. Will be tough against this star-studded starting 5. Burton for Tolo, stolen. Well played there by the Caps. Babogny comes away. Kelly Wilson was there, but can't keep it inbound, so it will be a see for the Caps.
Babogny's been just such a bright light too for the Caps. She's so unassuming. She just goes about her basketball, but you get to the end of the game and you see she's got a double-double and nearly a triple-double. Yeah. She's been so exciting. I can't wait to see what the future holds for her.
Melbourne, he moves there. Potch with 8 seconds to shoot, works her way into the lane. Doesn't get the lucky roll, but she will head to the line for 2.
And I love the aggression from Potch. The Caps need that from her. She needs to try and take the opportunities as it comes. What I'd like to see here, though, is she brings it back to her left, trying to score it over the top, get it away before Tolo comes across, but bring it back to that left-hand side so it shifts with her momentum.
3rd WNBL season for Najo Potch. 2 with Southside Flies. A crucial role in that championship victory last season. She's come to the Caps for more minutes and more opportunity, and she's getting that, averaging 29 minutes per game so far. Got the start. And a young star she is. Whitcomb for Samuels. For Kelly Wilson, guarded by Babogny. 4 to shoot here. Wilson has to put it up and knocks it down. Still got it, Kelly Wilson.
I say it every game I call with the Spirit. Kelly Wilson needs to shoot the ball more. Yeah. Her shot is incredible.
So selfless in how she goes about it. Melbourne. For Collier, mid-range 2 is a good look for the Caps. Charlie Collier. Big impact for the Caps, averaging 12 points per game so far this season. Whitcomb guarded by Potch. Tolo. Wilson goes to work. Floating it in. What a start from Kelly Wilson.
And again, this is the beauty of the Spirit. At the moment, it's Wilson. She's taking a lot of the scoring load because there's a lot of pressure being put, particularly on Whitcomb, with Potch using her length. But at any stage, it'll be the next person. It's really exciting to watch them this season.
3 to shoot here. So Brogny's got to put it up. Will the prayer be answered? Nowhere near it. Good defensive set there for the Bendigo Spirit. It's a 7-4 lead in favour of Bendigo. Whitcomb for Tolo, for Whitcomb, guarded by Melbourne. 2 Opal stars going at it there. Foul call on Jade Melbourne.
It's such a tough defensive assignment on Whitcomb because you have to close out long and force her to put the ball to the floor, but she's got the ball on a string and you see the way she changes direction, just so sharp, and it makes it so difficult. The second you come out of your stance, she's drawing a foul or getting a score or both. 82% free throw shooter Sammy Whitcomb. Remarkably, she is going at 50% from three-point land so far, which is scary, right? Because she's one of the best three-point shooters in the comp. And her previous best percentage leading up to this season was 41 back in 16-17 when she was essentially taking the you-know-what. It was incredible that season. She's back to that kind of form. Melbourne kicks it out. He loses control. Still with the Caps here after being knocked out of bounds by the Spirit. Casey Samuels on the screen, putting together a great season.
Munga. Contact.
And what I'm liking about the Caps is there's no fear in their offense at the moment. They're taking it at the Spirit and looking to either draw some fouls or create some defensive collapse so they can find their shooters.
3 of 3 so far this season, Nicole Munga from the charity stripe, make it 4 of 4. Her third season with the Caps, a terrific story. It was almost 3 seasons ago. It was almost an inclusion a third of the way through the season, and she's become part of the furniture at the Caps ever since. It's an integral member, you sense, both on and off the court for the UC Caps.
Yeah, she really drives their energy. You can see when she checks into the game, the intensity level goes up.
Kelly Wilson for Burton, real good look for 3. Beautiful shot.
And beautiful basketball, feet in the paint, kicks it out to Kelly Wilson, who could have shot it, but goes for the extra pass instead.
Wickham almost ran out the door trying to steal that one as Melbourne finds Potch, and Potch is fouled. That's the excitement around Canberra this season, though, Zoe. They are young, but here we are. We've got Jade Melbourne passing to Potch. It's if this team was 3 or 4 years down the track, it'd be quite remarkable. They'd almost be unstoppable. But what an exciting opportunity this is for Paul Goriss this season.
It definitely is, and it's one of the things that Paul Goriss is great at, which is developing young talent. And you can see what the adjustments and the changes that he's made in this young team just this season so far. So I think we'll be looking at the end of this season and we'll be looking back and seeing just how much this young group has improved.
Wickham goes to work and then had it taken out of her hands. Well played by the Caps. Great work defensively. Can they get scoreboard reward for effort here? Potch got around Samuels inside. Botany's shot might have just had a hand in there from Bendigo, so it was ill-directed. Burton for Wilson. She's shooting, Zoe. She's shooting and she's hot.
Oh, Kelly Wilson, shoot the 3 more.
She's up to 8 points, 3 of 3 from the field, including 2 of 2 from deep. Showing just how strong she can be offensively. Babogny feeds Munga. Back to Babogny. All oxygen on that attempt, and then Potch knocked it out of bounds. Kelly Wilson only averages the 5 points per game this season, but has 8 in less than 5 minutes of basketball.
Yeah, and again, it's the beauty of this Spirit team, but we've seen Kelsey Griffin into the game now.
First minutes in the 2025 WNBL season for Kelsey Griffin. The star of the competition she has been. Has one of the great CVs, 13th WNBL season, 4-time champion, 3-time grand final MVP, and the Susie Bakovic medal back in 2019. Remarkable contributor to this competition. Wickham pulls the trigger and knocks it down.
And not a lot more Potch could have done there. She was right on her tail. She was carrying her hand. That's just outstanding offense.
Melbourne, deep 3. Oh, and she knocks it down too. Entertaining start at Red Energy Arena. Both teams on song. Werung on the floor, lobs it in for Tolo, but it was a foul before the shot. This is the depth of Bendigo on display. On steps Abby Werung and Kelsey Griffin.
And Werung's been enormous off the bench for the Spirit as well. But I love seeing Jade Melbourne in this mode too, like being aggressive, taking it back at the Caps. She's obviously they'll need a lot from her this game.
Griffin trying to drive, and Wickham athletically with the follow-up.
Great D there from Horvat though, just to wall up, take the hit down the chest. The hard part is then, as soon as that happens, boxing out and keeping the Spirit off the glass.
Her first personal foul. Guess what, Spirit fan? Cheeseburgers next to Macca's.
So Collier will head to the charity stripe. 20 of 21 from the free throw line so far this season. 195 centimetres, a pick one back in the 2021 WNBA draft, and had lots of experience overseas since. Continues that hot shooting form. Wickham, hot early, low look pass, and she's back. KG 23's first points of the season.
And in all the Spirit games I've called, I've talked about how good it's been watching pick and roll play between Tolo and Wickham.
Yeah.
I feel like we're about to see another, ascendance, I guess, of that pick and roll play. But great offense there again by the Caps, just being able to find open players and again, continue to be aggressive.
Well, it's a big reason why Sammy Wickham has moved to Bendigo is to play with Kelsey Griffin. She's keen to play with Kelsey. They've played against each other for so many years in this competition. Put them together on the same team, it is a lethal combination. Here's Kelsey Griffin, game 225 competition. Wickham pulls up, she's on. She is on early, Sammy Wickham. She has 10 points and a timeout is called because the Spirit have already put 25 points on the Caps.
Yeah, I think there'll be a discussion in this timeout about their pick and roll coverage. They can't afford to ever go under. Obviously, you're always giving something up against this powerhouse Spirit team, but you can't allow Sammy Wickham to just pull up and catch and shoot three.
Stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. So Sammy Wickham, as I mentioned, already up to 10 points, 2 of 2 from three-point land. She's going at 50% from three-point land across the season, which is just mightily scary. And in her games so far, points-wise, 27, 25, 28, 23, 30, just the 11 in the last game, but she's already up to 10. It feels like she's gone to another level, and she's playing game number 146 tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, you talk about the 11 last week, and the Flyers did a great job making life difficult for her. But she hit the shot that mattered, that finally put them in front. So, you cannot sleep on her. She's just, you might do a great job for 39 minutes, but in that 1 minute, she can really light it up.
Feeding Melbourne, Bogby back on the floor as well. Melbourne with a really good look for three. And excellent follow-up work.
Great job by Horvat just to read that off the rim and be able to finish. I'd like to see her get more involved offensively.
Wickham. And closely here by Boya. Oh, no look pass. Party trick stuff. Early dangerous signs. Wickham and Kelsey Griffin together on the same team. The WNBL competition has been warned.
And the Spirit doing an outstanding job of just clearing out one side and playing off that pick and roll or dribble handoff. There's nobody on this side of this floor to be able to help on Griffin there. So the Caps are going to have to load up a little bit more or look to try and be more aggressive on the ball handler so it's not so easy to get the ball to the roller.
Completes the three-point play. Bendigo Spirit yesterday on their social media account confirming Kelsey Griffin's return with the simple two-word quote, "I'm back." Reasonably famous in basketball circles. Werung with the rebound. Wickham pulls up for three. The bench was out of their seats, waiting to celebrate. Sammy Wickham is in that kind of mood. Melbourne goes to work. Oh yeah, inside for Tofaiano here. Two former Fire players with an early look. As Wickham didn't put the elbow out, but she might have just fallen out of bounds there. That is her case. too many players, I suppose, can push Sammy Whitcomb away from the referee, but Kelsey Griffin's probably got the right to do so. Two and a half left to play in the first quarter. The Spirit, 28 points for them in this opening quarter. Oh, Werung with the block. Timing personified as Jade Melbourne attempted to put it up. They're on early, Bendigo, and Sammy Whitcomb is leading them superbly. Misfires with that shot. Tofeono with the rebound. Melbourne just misfired a couple of times with her last few attempts. Wilson for Samuels. Haven't seen a lot of Casey early, but she can get involved. Whitcomb was held there as the rebound was being contested. A foul against the Caps.
You can just see, though, the Spirit in particular, you know, they're always going to be looking for the three-point shot. And when Tolo comes out of the game, often that goes up another level.
Yep.
I'd like to see him still play in that pick and roll play or that dribble handoff play, and still continue to get themselves looks on the rim, mostly because that'll then open up these three-point shots to be completely wide open, because the Caps are going to have to make an adjustment on it, which means sending more players to the ball.
Deeble having a look on the floor here for the Caps. Tofeono goes inside, back out for Katie Deeble. Number 18 for her. Good look there, Tofeono, all nylon.
And a really well executed play too. They were calm, they found their players, they hit their screens, ended up in a wide open shot. That's what the Caps need to try and consistently string together.
And then she give away an offensive foul. She did on the inside there, Tofeono, and that was Burton hitting the floor.
It's a good look to go straight inside. Just got to try and keep the ball high so you're not ripping into the player. Rip above the player, yep, and play high.
A minute 20 left in this first quarter. Bendigo already have 30 points. They have been fast starters this season so far. That's how they've been able to get the early advantage on their opposition. Oh, beautiful defense there. All screening from Griffin allowed Burton with the easy look for three.
And that is so hard to guard. You defend the first screen and then they just twist it and re-screen. That is so difficult. I'd like to see them try and maybe trap that if they can, trap that second one, just to make sure that they don't get stuck going underneath like they did on that last possession.
Turnover. Werung thought about the three. She's so efficient on the outside, but just as good on the inside.
Werung has been amazing this season off the bench. Her impact, obviously offensively, is obvious. Defensively, she's one of the best defenders in this league, and she makes it life difficult for some of the best players. And it is just, she's just relentless on how she defends.
Bogny comes up and hits the two. Still time for Bendigo. 13 seconds and counting. Ball in the great hands of Kelly Wilson. Gets the screen from Griffin. Samuels, Werung, inside from the baseline, falls short. And that will do us for quarter time. 35 points to the Bendigo Spirit have already put on the Caps. It's the equal best quarter, first quarter of the season so far. Bendigo 35. We'll take a short break here and be back with second quarter action in just a few minutes.
Can she get it, folks? Charlotte, her turn again. Next to our friends at Ford, driving the lane. Come on, Morgan. Yes, yes, yes! Oh, God. Charlotte, we've got time for one more. Come on close, come on close, come on. Just here. I think this is your time. Morgan, one more. Quick, 20 seconds. There's no hurry, but there's kind of a hurry.
Welcome back to Red Energy Arena. The Bendigo Spirit showing some brilliant form as per usual this season. In the first quarter, they've put 35 points on the Caps, who are 22 at the first change. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Zoe Carr, and they have been fun to watch the Bendigo Spirit in that first quarter.
They have, and the way they've just taken care of business, finding open players, setting screens for each other, rolling hard on the rim, it is so fun to watch. But the Caps, they've got to do a job defensively. 35 points is obviously way too many for one quarter. So they've got to really sit down defensively. But offensively, this is what I want them to go back into, a little bit of pick and roll play, look to try and get some points in the paint. But also, as soon as they come up with it, play with some pace. Use what they've got in their youth and get out and run and try and get some layups in early transition.
All that call for the foul there as Samuels was trying to drive hard inside.
Just open the gate a little bit on the hesitation. If she could, she's athletic enough to be able to get across and take that hit on the chest.
What a superstar.
Casey Samuels at the line, an 86% free throw shooter so far this season, her 10th WNBL season, taking her game to another level in 2024-25, averaging 16 points per outing. Held up from her last season, she had 8 points in over 21 games. And what the rest of her season looks like now with Kelsey Griffin back, with Abby Werrine back from concussion as well. It's a good problem for Kennedy Kerryama to have, isn't it?
Absolutely, but obviously managing all these athletes is going to be a task in itself. But the thing we've seen from the Spirit, great back cut and find there from Babongi to Poch. But the thing we've seen from the Spirit is that they don't seem to care. They don't care who's scoring, who's doing, who's getting the accolades, who's getting what, as long as it's getting done, which is a really exciting thing for Coach Kennedy Kerryama to have with his group.
Poch call for the foul as Whitcomb tried to drive hard inside. Whitcomb already up to the 12 points. She is having a mighty season in this competition. Wilson gets the screen from Tolo. Back to Burton. Whitcomb had to put it up quickly as the shot clock was running out. Easy rebound for Collier. Here's Babogny. As Collier back out. Just travelled. Poch, beautiful pass inside for Babogny, who gets the 2 and will head to the line for an extra.
And you can see, I think you can hear Coach Goris in the background yelling out, go, go, when they come up with it. And when they finally put the Jets on a little bit and got in transition, it put Bendigo just out of a little bit of rotation. So they were able to find that beautiful back cut and finish against the contact there. More of that from the Caps.
Can't complete the 3-point play, but it might turn into a 4-point play. Oh, doesn't get the layup to go. A rebound from Horvat. Babogny couldn't finish. Now the Spirit are looking ominous. Samuels drains it.
And she has just made that a hallmark of her game, particularly this season. You lose her in transition and she will make you pay.
Here's Melbourne. Goes to work on Burton. He's called for the foul. Good matchup, Veronica Burton. It's Jade Melbourne tonight.
Just a nice little hesitation dribble there. Just stood Burton up a little bit so she could attack her and draw that foul.
Horvat to Babogny. Melbourne gets the screen from Collier. Great defense though from Burton, forces the tough shot, but oh my gosh, that was really good off the hand. Didn't quite drop. They get a fresh 14 seconds somehow, Canberra here. Collier with authority drives hard inside. Too much heat off the glass there. Wickham for Samuels. For Wilson. Tolo. Burton going through all 5 players' hands here offensively. Wickham thinks about Tolo in the post. Goes herself. Can't get it to go. The foul is called against Samuels. She copped the field of contact too.
Foul called on Casey Samuels. So second personal foul. KG 23 back in the game, thanks to our friends at ATCO.
Griffin back on the floor. Second foul on Samuels as well. The other thing to note as well is that Nadia Potts is already on 3 fouls for the Caps. We're not seeing her out there at the moment. Lob pass inside here for Collier. He fades away and doesn't get the love that she was after. Griffin and Wilson combining again. Burton is hot from deep. She's feeling it.
And she just comes up big in so many moments. She could go scoreless for a quarter and then come out and just turn it on. She doesn't go seeking opportunity. She takes what comes, and that's what's really exciting about her.
2 teammates within the vicinity there of Sammy Wickham, and she split the middle with the behind-the-back pass.
Although I like to see more of that. I know that resulted in a turnover, but I can see that there's 3 of the girls that I work with for the big country sitting on the baseline watching this game.
Yeah.
I want to see more of that sort of play in particularly junior basketball, but definitely at this level.
Wickham this time finishes at the other end on the fast break. Timeout called. The Spirit with an early 19-point advantage, and danger signs here for the Caps.
Yeah, it's tough at the moment, especially with Kochov on the bench, just to try and generate some of that offense. They're looking to go high-low, but unfortunately at the moment, the low person is being defended by Tolo. So if they can maybe work that to switch it and bring Tolo out of the key, they might find some more success.
Make sure you're following all the live stats of today's game in the free WNBL app. You can also check out game highlights, team info, player info, and much, much more. So download it from your preferred app store today, the WNBL app. Those early numbers see Wickham with 14 points, going at 4 of 8 from the field. Burton already up to 11 points. She's 3 of 3 from 3 and has 3 assists as well. Very nicely. You mentioned Potch on the bench with 3 fouls to her name, and she was doing the early damage on the scoreboard with 8 points for the Caps. It's actually a delicate balancing act for Paul Gorish across the rest of the game, really. We have a look at some early Sammy Wickham highlights, and she has been a great touch right throughout this season, already up to the 14 points. Deeble. A lot of love underneath the rack there, so has to kick it all the way out, and that's a beautiful look.
And Horvath can hit that. She needs to be more aggressive with her offensive game and bring herself into the game a little bit more.
Tolo catches deep, then kicks it out for Kelsey Griffin. For Wilson. Burton is lurking. She's 3 of 3 from 3. Almost 4 of 4. Look terrific off the hand. Caps get away with one. And Melbourne kicks on the afterburners. Can't get it to go. Burton at the other end. Hoping for Griffin. Well read by Horvath. And the foul is given away, and Kelsey Griffin's heading the line too.
And the Caps can't allow Bendigo to run on them. As soon as Bendigo come up with the ball, they have to try and stifle it as quick as possible. Don't allow them to get the jets on and to run, because them in open court, they're such good decision makers. They'll end up either getting scores or getting themselves to the line. Slow the ball early and force Bendigo into long offense.
Kelsey Griffin back, also missed the 17 games last season due to a nasty hamstring injury. So the last couple of seasons hasn't gone to plan injury-wise. Lovely pass from Melbourne, and then in and out. That looked all right from Deeble. So just some shots just not dropping for the Caps in the past couple of minutes. Whitcomb guarded here by Deeble. Griffin doing a mountain of work off screens at the moment, and she's rewarded with 2.
And that pick and roll play with Whitcomb, because it's so hard. You've got to cover Whitcomb the whole time, that it allows the roller space to be able to get open. The third defender's got to come in for the Caps now and be able to catch that roller.
Chantel Horvath, what a terrific first season she's had with the Caps. 4 times had the 10 or more points. Melbourne trying to create. Can't get that one to go. So Melbourne is 1 of 7 from the field so far. And in rhythm there, Bird trying to find Burton. Pass just wasn't quite to her advantage. She lobs it back in for Bird. Well read though by Babogni to get it back out of bounds. So timeout called here at the Red Energy Arena, and the Spirit already have an early 20-point advantage, 14-7 so far in this second quarter.
And it'll be interesting to see if the Caps do anything to try and blow this sideline out of bounds up for the Spirit. The coach Kennedy Kerryama's called this timeout, and he'll be looking to draw something off the whiteboard and execute. Whether the Caps go into a zone defense or a switching type defense or something, just to try and mess with whatever it is that the Spirit are doing, because those sort of things you can take as wins. You know, you've come out of that, you've executed the scout or the instruction, and you can take that as a win leading into halftime.
Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sport, who are 100% committed to delivering excellence in their field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best. Learn more at ctmsport.com.au. Saw both Potch and Horvat on the bench. This play, Unger sitting back onto the floor. Can Bendigo do off the timeout? Griffin can't get that one to go as a tough shot. Melbourne, Munga. Some key pillars of the Caps in the past couple of seasons combining there. Babongi for Boya. Good look here for 3. The shots have been there from the Caps. It's not been anything outlandish, they're just not dropping. Burton, beautiful crossover. Goes to work on Babongi. Draws the foul.
Just a brilliant example of change of pace. So it wasn't a massively sort of explosive crossover, but she went from slow to fast, which makes that so hard to guard. And the way she sold Babongi into thinking that she was just going to dribble it to the point and play from there, and then just accelerated out of that. That is how you want to play offensively as a guard.
They hit the half century, Bendigo, as Burton takes her tally to 13. She's had at least 9 points in every game she's played for the Spirit so far. Sort of caught in 2 minds there and feeds Collier. That was an aggressive move on the inside, took on Kelsey Griffin and drew the contact to head to the charity stripe.
And great job from Collier. She comes off this cross screen and just seals at the tip of the charge circle. Often we see players come off cross screens and just go straight to the post. but instead she held her position at the tip of the charge circle, buried Griffin in the paint, and was able to get herself to the line.
12.7 rebounds per game. And had at least 10 points in the last 5 consecutive matches for the UC Caps. Misses, a rare miss. Just the second missed free throw of the season.
Do we blame you for that one?
Of course, it is the commentator's curse on display. Foul called here as Wickham hits the deck. Talia is called for the foul. It's her second personal foul. Potch already on 3. Four there, the key. The Caps are in the bonus, and Wickham is not a player you want to send to the free throw line. 82% free throw shooter on the season. She's 5 of 5 so far tonight. Now it takes her tally to 16 points. Just like that, 23-point lead for Bendigo. Blow teams away early outside of the game against Southside last week. Our opponents are constantly playing catch-up. Babongi, good look there for the mid-range too. Collier give away the foul, but Bendigo come up with the rebound anyway. Werrung v Melbourne. 2 Energizer bunnies going at it there. 10 to shoot here for Burton. Beautiful pass. Excellent chemistry with Tolo, who gets the 2.
And not too dissimilar in terms of execution between the Caps' previous possession and that one from the Spirit. The difference is the Spirit are making the most of every opportunity. When they're getting layups or any type of wide open score, they're knocking it down.
Caps going at 32% from the field. Bendigo going at 59%. Collier aggressive, gets another 2. Burton, she's putting on a dribbling display. This is pretty to watch from Veronica Burton.
And they're going to have to make a change to her coverage in particular on any type of screen, because she's just too hard to guard one out. They're going to have to send 2 to her, and then everybody get off the ball and look to try and jump some gaps.
Seriously tough shot from Babongi on that occasion. Want it to go. The Caps have want to keep themselves in it, making those tough shots. They've missed a lot of ones that look good off the hand. Werrung with fierce determination gets it to go. Trademark Abby Werrung driving aggressively into the paint. Getting the layup to go. Babongi finds a way through. Some couple of nice offensive plays in the past minute or so for the Caps.
Yeah, and that little stagger screen, the Spirit are having real trouble defending that. So keep going to the well until they figure out how to guard it.
And then Tolo finds Burton, who decided to put a reverse in there. Almost could have gone conventional. Might have been slightly off balance, we'll give her that. Oya pulls up. Collier, mid-range 2 is a good 2. So Caps eating away at this lead. Timeout called, with the Caps just getting a bit of rhythm and momentum in the past few minutes. Cutting the lead back to 21 after a Bendigo blitz at the start of this quarter.
And I like that timeout as well. I mean, you know, you're still up 19 and things aren't, you know, terrible for you as the Spirit, but they've just dropped with some of their standards, particularly at the defensive end. So Coach Kerryama wants to make sure that he gets a stop on that quickly.
Ford dealers are all about supporting the game here in Australia. From Ford Aussie Hoops to the WNBL, we've been backing Aussie sports and communities for nearly 100 years. So when you're ready to hit the court, your local Ford dealer is here to help you get to the game. Bendigo have been so good this season at getting to at least 50 points, at least 55 points by half time. They're already at 59. points with 65 seconds left in this quarter. Just class everywhere, and for the first time tonight, they are at full strength this season. Simpson and Booth having a run on the floor here for Bendigo. This is Micah Simpson with the Spalding. And loses control, but Wilson regains it. 8 to shoot here for Samuels. She loses control too, so an opportunity for Canberra. Melbourne, Munga, Boya, perfect look, can't get the execution. And then Munga couldn't find a teammate with the pass back, so Bendigo in a relief there. Wilson, beautiful pass, and Micah Simpson can join the party. She misses, and Melbourne runs into a Samuels wall here.
You can see the Caps have made an adjustment. They're sending 2 to the on-ball screen, and it's made it just a little bit more difficult for the Spirit, but just making sure they don't overhelp off strong side corner.
Heavy foul here from Booth. And, good measure. Melbourne got the Falcon on the way through. She will head to the line. An 88% free throw shooter. Incredibly consistent season so far. Points-wise, 20, 21, 20, 15, 20, 18. Picture of consistency, Jade Melbourne. Just hasn't quite gone her way so far in this contest. 1 of 8 from the field. She converts both from the charity stripe here. So the Caps hit 40 just before half-time, and Bendigo can have the final say. Tolo. Wilson. Shot from the corner, off target. Tolo with one hand gets it. Got it off before the buzzer, but there was a foul as well. That's not what Paul Doris would have wanted just before half-time. Tolo fouled just before the buzzer.
And very difficult in there as well. You can see they're trying to be aggressive, trying to front the post and make life difficult. But with Tofeano in a rotation there and not actually on Tolo, it's really hard for the guards to really fight in the paint for a rebound with the class of Tolo.
Tolo misses, and that will do us at halftime. Bendigo Spirit, another commanding first half performance from this team that continues to go from strength to strength. The Spirit 60, the UC Capitals 40 here at Red Energy Arena. We'll take a short break, come back and look at some highlights and hear some halftime analysis from Zoe Carr on the other side of this from Bendigo.
I've always been told that good things come to those who wait.
Well, I've put in the work, and I'm ready.
What a finish!
Ready to hold that trophy at the end of the season.
Forget waiting. The future is here.
Need the composure. Jackson blows the roof off.
Wow, it's LJ the GOAT.
There's Jackson again.
Well, that's something that they're going to have to take care of business.
Through every heartache, through every cheer, we won't give up till the final buzzer. We've never been more ready.
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed. Pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
So we're here for the AIS camp, which is part of the She Hoops Leadership and Confidence Scholarship.
This program is a culmination of a few different things.
10-week course, so 5 mentoring sessions with Australian players and 5 EQ Mind sessions.
For them to become officials, to become coaches or administrators or leaders in the sport.
She Hoops is an organisation that is just all about empowering women in basketball, and I think being immersed in this environment is really cool.
Celebrating 50 years of sneakers?
closer to the game with the free WNBL app.
Clark with the and one!
Check out the fixture and grab your tickets.
What a finish to the third quarter!
Catch game highlights, stay connected to your favorite player or team, and follow live game stats. Anytime, anywhere.
Cole, perhaps two more.
The WNBL app is where it's at. Download now.
For a delicious dinner that disappears and lets you squeeze in one more episode before bed, pick up Latina Fresh, Australia's favourite pasta and sauce. Latina, we got the weeknight.
Welcome back to Red Energy Arena. We are watching the Bendigo Spirit and the UC Capitals going head-to-head. We have a look at our first half highlights in Waterworth with you alongside the very sharp mind of Zoe Carr. Bendigo with an impressive 35-point first quarter and continued to show off their offensive prowess throughout that second quarter, although some good signs, particularly the back end of that second quarter from the UC Caps, Zoe.
Absolutely. Bendigo shooting at 57% is just incredible, but because they're getting looks like that we're just seeing there, working off the pick and roll play, finding rollers, but then when they're sending two to the roller, they're sticking the three.
Yeah.
But the Caps with 11 assists from the half, that's really good signs for them, and we know that they've had a lot of score points that they've left on the floor that they haven't really capitalized on.
There are your leading scorers at halftime. Sammy Whitcomb with 16 points, 12 of them coming in the first quarter. And Veronica Burton also catching fire. She has 15 points for the Bendigo Spirit, including 3 of 4 from deep as well. Whitcomb with the 6 rebounds as well. Collier, the leading point scorer for the UC Caps as well. So that is the state of play here at halftime from Red Energy Arena. Let's take a look back, though, at last round and check out the top 5 players.
It's the tie or take the lead. Wilson. Oh, again finding contact. Ali Wilson. A chance for an extra.
South Sudanese national. Oh, Cox slots away Turner. I bet you that felt nice. Number 1 and 2 going at it. Cox spins out on that occasion.
Gibertoni just lost Emma Clark. She'll step into a 3-ball. Nylon. Alex Gibertoni with the handles.
Cox. Back to Melbourne. Shot clock ticking down. So Melbourne pulls the trigger and the rattles in. I love those Jade Melbourne threes where she almost just stabs at it. They are so much fun.
Checks the screen. Pocket pass. And the timing from Turner sublime. D now in the open floor. Takes the contact and another and one to the Lightning.
Welcome back to Red Energy Arena. Bendigo Spirit 60 leading the UC Caps 40, and we have been treated to some brilliant play from the Spirit in particular. Zoe Whitcomb, the leading point scorer on the floor, but Zoe Carr, Veronica Burton has been absolutely outstanding as well. Not only in the scoreboard herself, but bringing her teammates into the game. Already has the 4 assists as well. She's going at 71% from the field. We're seeing her at her best tonight, I reckon.
Yeah, and it's the efficiency for mine. She doesn't, we mentioned it in the broadcast, she doesn't go and try and make anything happen out of nothing. She just takes what she's given. And if it's to knock down the open shot, she does it. If it's to create and get on the rim, she does it. She has been a nightmare for the Caps to try and defend. And it's, again, opened up other players on the Spirit because they have to give her so much attention.
So you might notice today that players from both teams have a purple band around the top of their singlet. This band is a powerful symbol of support for survivors of domestic violence. This season, the WNBL, its clubs, its athletes and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue in our society. Enough is enough. A life free from violence is possible. And when everyone plays a role, real change happens. Learn how you can be part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia. The details on your screen there, 1-800 Full Stop, with a QR code as well. Also worth noting as well that the Bendigo Spirit tonight are wearing their Indigenous jumper for the 2025 season, designed by Dakota Nelson. The inspiration behind Dakota's work is depicting the ups and downs people experience in their basketball journey. We weren't able to wear it last week due to a clash with the Southside Flyers, so they're wearing it for their home game tonight. It's real sharp as well, and playing real sharp basketball as well. The Bendigo Spirit having a 20-point lead. That's with the likes of Tolo only having 3 points, Samuel's only having 5 points, and also Kelsey Griffin coming off the bench, 9 points as well, has made a, as you'd expect, just fitted in with aplomb, Kelsey Griffin.
Yeah, she's just a class act, and there was never going to, I know I mentioned about disruption. I think there was a little bit of hope for that for the Caps, but there was never going to be anything like that. She's too much of a class act.
Speaking of class act, that was a brilliant pass from Burton and Tolo. Those two have combined superbly tonight. Tolo up to 5 points to go with 4 rebounds, and we're underway with 2 points for the Spirit to start this quarter. The Bongi puts up the mid-range two, short. Nice rebound from Horvat. The Bongi might have another crack. Potch back on the floor. Get that one to go. Missed a lot of the second quarter. Potch, due to being in foul trouble. She has 3 personal fouls. Whitcomb gets around Babogny. It was a tough attempt in the end. Good follow-up work from Babogny. And Melbourne brings it down the floor. Horvat gets the lucky roll.
And great find in transition there too. I'm not sure Horvat knew how open she was. Yeah. But a great find and finish from her. Hopefully it's something that triggers something in her. If she can run the floor and really force Tolo to have to chase her. Run the floor, try and get some layups, or tire out Tolo as best she can.
Whitcomb. Some D here from the Caps, but they find a way through Bendigo. Tolo for Burton. Athletic move. We are watching the star of this competition on display tonight.
But even before that, the catch from Tolo and the 2-foot stop, she was able to make a decision and play with some patience because she hadn't left her feet or committed to jumping and to try and make her pass. A 2-foot stop, find the wide open Burton.
All that attempted the long range. Didn't get that one to go. Wilson. Whitcomb sees an opening. And Samuels sees an open 3 attempt. Couldn't get that one to go. Normally backed her to hit that. As Collier turns around, can't get it to go. tough from Horvat underneath the glass. Offensive rebound, and now 2 free throws coming her way.
And the Caps playing with a little bit of pace now. I like to see it. It's the pressure that they're putting on Bendigo's defensive transition is something they need to try and string together as they chip away at this lead.
No, I don't want to do this, Zoe, but Chantel Horvat is 10 of 10 from the free throw line so far this season.
Oh, what have you done?
She's in very good form from the charity stripe. All nylon on that attempt. 26 years of age. Great presence at 187 centimetres. Despite the Bendigo crowd, she misses her first one of the season. 11 of 12 for Chantel Horvat. Whitcomb falling well short at the other end. Melbourne trying to bring a teammate into the game here. Tolo doing the guarding. And might have a mismatch here. Collier on Samuels. Collier trying to get the offensive rebound. She did. Missing on the play. Samuels was involved. Good recognition there from Melbourne to find Collier. A little bit tense between the two sides as both players emerged. Well, Wilson coming in from the other side. Then a push from Samuels. A bit of tension on a Saturday night in Bendigo.
Yeah, just keeping it interesting, but I think that was a great find. Got the mismatch and got it straight inside. They didn't mess around. They just got the ball inside as quick as possible and drew the foul.
He's just conferring here about that passage of play. Samuels is called for the foul.
Here we go. Cheeseburgers.
So Collier will go to the line. Again, another efficient shooter who is fallen victim to the commentary curse tonight in Bendigo. Caps down by 21. Bendigo crowd in full voice. She misses both. Just going by the voice announcer as well, I reckon there's some free food coming the way of the Bendigo crowd tonight after those two. Now Samuels has hit the deck again. Collier involved. Smiles all around at the moment, but a fair bit going on off the ball at the moment. Whitcomb will have the inbounds pass. Working in tandem here with Wilson. Great defense here from Canberra. Samuels in the baseline, almost slipped out of bounds. 3 seconds to shoot. Can't get it to go, and that's great defensive work from the Caps.
Yeah, sending 2 to the on-ball screen there and then just saying that the only pass they're willing to give up is that cross-court pass. Great job from the Caps.
Collier, that looks well off target from the moment it left the hand, and Wilson brings down the long rebound. Whitcomb, oh, well, it was heading towards Samuels. Burton just stopped the momentum. We'll reset now, Bendigo, with 10 to shoot. Whitcomb, oh my, how did that happen? She was left all by herself. Tolo got the rebound. They get away with one big time there, the Caps. Considering Whitcomb's three-point shooting form this season. Melbourne wants a screen from Collier. Gets it. And kicks it out for Horvat. Inside for Collier. Goes to work on Tolo and draws the foul.
It's a great extra pass from Horvat there too to see Collier just bury Tolo deep into the paint. She could have let that go, but instead drew that extra foul on Tolo. That's great offense from the Caps.
Just saw in that little huddle before Collier headed to the line, Jade Melbourne really addressing her side, leading from the front as well. It's hard to believe from a pure on-court output numbers that she's only 22 years of age, but she shot from a leadership perspective, Zoe. You get the sense she just shows maturity beyond her years in that sense.
Definitely, and she is the heartbeat of this Capitals team. So, you know, she knows that there's a pressure on her to make sure she's leading not only by example, but with her communication, and she does an outstanding job of that every week.
Oh, excellent work from Mariana Tolo. Tight defense from Collier, but Tolo good enough to hit two and can go to the line for one more.
Just class from Tolo. Being able to get low, as such a tall player, be able to get low enough to really drive Collier into the paint and spin on her and draw the foul. That is just quintessential post play there that we don't see enough of anymore in our game.
And 4 fouls now on Collier, so she has to take a seat. Tofeono now onto the field, onto the floor rather, as an turnover happens. Potch is frustrated. She was about to throw that ball away. Kelly Wilson had the inbounds pass, so they've stopped the scoring momentum of the Spirit this quarter, the Caps, but just haven't got reward for effort the other way. Griffin lobbing it in for Tolo. Pinched though by the Caps. Babogni spinning, bringing in Tofeono. Pass inside, was hoping for Melbourne, just slightly wide of her, and then Wilson gave it straight back to Melbourne. Take 2 for Canberra. Potch almost broke the ankles of Tolo, then drove hard into the key. Bodies everywhere as Tolo and Griffin hit the floor.
And just both groups getting a little scrappy offensively. Just a little loose with the ball, and I think they've got to get, both groups need to get back to their execution.
Third foul on Tolo, so she will take a seat. Slightly smaller on the floor with Tolo out and Werung coming onto the floor. Oh, Tofeono fooled them all and then was blocked by Griffin. Excellent defensive play from KG23, who feeds Burton. The moves on display from Veronica Burton. She's in some serious scintillating form.
And the way she just sells a story, you saw that, you know, she made it look like she was no threat on the rim. Defense then, bit of a miscommunication, both go away and look to rotate away, and then she's on the rim driving on the heels of that defender as she went to rotate. Just brilliant basketball.
There's 4 players in the vicinity of that play from Veronica Burton, who takes her tally to 19 points to go with 6 assists. And Bendigo have got a good one. Brought in a terrific import as a timeout is called. And for all the Caps' hard work in this quarter, Zoe, they've been able to sort of stop that scoring flow, but just haven't been able to make it count at the other end of the floor.
Yeah, just haven't really been able to string multiple scores together in a row to put that pressure back on the Spirit. Whilst they've stopped the scoring, they haven't really punished them for it, so it hasn't really put any pressure on the Spirit.
For a quick and easy weeknight dinner that the whole family will enjoy, pick up a family pack of Latina fresh pasta and sauce. Ready in minutes and so delicious, there won't be any complaints at the dinner table. So find Latina Fresh in a chilled pasta aisle near you. 69-44 lead here for Bendigo. Both teams 1 foul away from being in the bonus. Veronica Burton will head to the free throw line to try and complete a 3-point play.
It'll be interesting to see if the Spirit mix up their defense here off this free throw.
She's up to 20 points, Veronica Burton. She hit 20 against Southside last week. We've still got a quarter and a half to go here. Fiona trying to get it moving quickly. Feeds Melbourne. 7 to shoot here for Jade Melbourne. Kicks it out for Munga from the free throw line. Pulls up and hits the 2.
And that's a great score for the Caps to come out of that timeout and be able to convert. But defensively, that was really good defense from the Spirit. The way they fought over all of those pin down screens was incredible. Sometimes, though, there's better offense.
Potch knocks it away from Griffin, and it's been dubbed. off Griffin's hands there, so it's a Canberra ball. A good defensive play from the Caps. Still playing with lots of energy and intensity at the defensive end of the floor. Potch glides into the paint. Can't hit that two. Can't find a teammate. Slap away.
And just smart from Kelly Wilson. Got right underneath Potch there and made it impossible for her to get a decent shot away.
But here is the athleticism of Potch on display. Lays it in after an excellent defensive read. Terrific game from Nadia Potch, up to 10 points for her. Griffin backing down. Burton free for three. An easy rebound in the end for Melbourne. Rebound number 5 to go with 5 points and 4 assists. And then hooks it around. No good. Griffin safely has the ball. Just over 3 minutes left. Burton guarded closely by Munga. Griffin, Wickham back on the floor. Back for Griffin, free for three. And Burton was fouled as she was trying to attempt that rebound. And that will put the Caps in the bonus.
And you can just see here the defensive intensity from the Caps is making life difficult for the Spirit. They're not getting the wide open shots that they were getting in that first half. So great job by them to make that adjustment. Now they've got to start stringing some scores together at the other end and put that scoreboard pressure back on the Spirit rather than just the defensive pressure.
Foot Locker is celebrating 50 years of sneakers. Celebrate 50 years and the current hoop season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearest Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL. So 10-8 so far in this quarter in favour of Bendigo. Burst out of the blocks with a 35-22 first quarter and 25-18 in the second. Haven't seen a lot of Sammy Wickham in this quarter, but this is the luxury. Haven't seen a lot of her in this quarter, but as little Werung off the bench has 4 points, 3 rebounds. Talked about Kelsey Griffin. They bat deep, the Spirit tonight. They're at full strength for the first time and gives them plenty of chance to build that chemistry throughout the season.
Absolutely, and just being able to bring Kelsey Griffin back into this lineup as seamlessly as they have is just scary for the rest of the league, because she's only going to get better and they're only going to get better with her. So, yeah, it's a real statement from the Spirit and how they've approached this game.
Burton having a good night at the charity stripe. A good night overall. He has 22 points and is 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Diebel, Melbourne. It's a screen from Tofaona. Look out for Diebel, who, after a quick release, missed it. Great rebound from Potch. No foul called. Turnover.
Again, I'd like to see Potch try and go up with that, going towards her left, finishing on the left rather than bringing it back to her right towards the defense.
She's 20 years of age. Joe Potch. Still guarding here on Werung. Griffin goes to work along the baseline. It's no score. Just stepped out of bounds, Kelsey Griffin. She was driving on that baseline. That has been a trademark move of Griffin for many years. On that baseline and reversing. That's the thing that Griffin is, that she can get you in so many different ways.
Yeah, she's not just, on the scout. It'd be, I don't envy teams having to put a scout together against her, because you try and keep it simple. But as you said, she can hit the three, she can go off the bounce, she can pull up jumper, she can post you up. Like, where do you stop?
Weapons in the Kelsey Griffin arsenal. Oh yeah, takes on Kelly Wilson, runs into a pickle. Wilson is called for the foul, threw her head back. All the hard work defensively there. Boya draws the contact ultimately.
You can see she's just trying to take away that space. So when Boya takes that step away, or that negative step away from the basket, Wilson's just trying to step into that space, so it makes it harder for her to square up towards the basket.
18th WNBL game for India Boya, her third WNBL season. One season with Townsville and one season with Sydney, both as a development player. It's that one to go. Again, Bendigo not able to quite kick away like they were in the first and second quarters. Canberra's defence certainly lifted in this term. 2 minutes left. Wickham finds Tolo, but Tolo can't find the middle of the ring. Diebel, long two, misfires. A long rebound for Wilson. 72-48 ball game here. The Bendigo Stars all lining up. Samuels receives from Wickham. Wickham gets it back. Wickham finds a way through.
How she caught that for one and then scored it on top of that, I'll never know. But that is just a great example of knowing where you are on the floor, because she would have only had point something of a second to even sight the rim before she let it go. Because she knew where she was on the floor, she didn't need any longer than that.
She's now up to 19 points. Sammy Wickham completes the three-point play. Melbourne hoping for a cut from Tofeono. Now it's going to be a forced shot. No foul against Diebel. Left-hand attempt almost dropped as well. Bendigo regain control through Burton. 60 seconds left. Burton, Wilson and Wickham all on the floor here with Samuels. Burton. Tolo lobbing it in for Samuels, who's good underneath the rack.
And a great high-low look there. Tolo knew about 3 passes before the ball actually made it to her that Samuels was going to have that seal inside with the mismatch.
Good look from Boya. That was pretty. Hits the long-range attempt. Nice response from the UC Caps, and they force a bad pass. And there's no shot clock. This third quarter remaining. Paul Goris, 7th season as Caps coach, his first since 2021-22. He goes to work, guarded here by Burton. The screen from Tofeono. 7 seconds to shoot. Can't get it to go. Bendigo can have the final say. Burton for Wickham, dangerous, real dangerous. Can't get it to go, she's kicking herself as well. Bendigo in command here at Red Energy Arena. The Spirit 77, the Caps 52 as we turn for home on a Saturday night in Bendigo. Fourth quarter action coming up on the other side of this from Red Energy Arena.
This is not scripted, folks. I know what to do here. Is that a good go at it? Hey, give us one more. That was just the warm-up. Come on, Chase. Come on, play ball. Make some noise for Jason.
Final quarter, just moments away here from Red Energy Arena. We're watching the Bendigo Spirit powering towards another victory. It's going to take a big effort from the Caps in the final quarter to completely flip the script. Ben Waterworth with you alongside Zoe Carr, her expert eye across this WNBL contest. You mentioned a couple of times there, it became a bit of a scrap almost in that third quarter, particularly offensively, but Bendigo still coming up with an answer to every Caps challenge.
Yeah, Caps did a great job of making their adjustments defensively, particularly on the pick and roll play, but they didn't make the Spirit pay at the other end, which meant they could just continue to work their way through until they figured out the coverage.
Samuels from deep, falling well short. Whitcomb with the long rebound. Samuels 1 of 4 from three-point land tonight. 6 to shoot here for Wilson. Back for Samuels. Works her way inside with the left. That was brilliant basketball from Samuels.
And just smart. Just, again, attacked the gap, but didn't try and over-create. Just took what the defense gave her, which was a wide-open left-hand layup.
Horvat draws the foul and will head to the line to shoot a couple.
And again, change of pace. We spoke about it earlier. Change of pace, particularly from slow to fast, is very difficult to guard. You saw that little hesitation there. Just stood Samuels up, and then she was able to attack.
Fourth foul for Casey Samuels as well. She's staying out on the floor. All that misses that free throw attempt. So she's 1 of 3 tonight. Now make it 2 of 4 after being 10 of 10 coming into tonight's game. She'll take a seat. Abby Werung checking back in. Samuel's feet, hoping to feed it inside for Tolo. Tofayona did all the hard work, won the ball back, and then just fumbled it out of bounds. That was a nice read defensively.
Yeah, it was a great look for the Spirit, but read really well by Tofayano, but just got a little ahead of herself and dribbled the ball out of bounds.
Werung. Now Tolo, this time catches and scores.
And we spoke about it earlier about bigs coming off screens and not running to the post. That was an example of that there from Tolo. Just only slightly came off the screen and just sealed. Wide open layup.
Jones wasn't ready for that, but it works out okay in the end. Tofayona reverses and scores. Nice little bit of just a couple of minutes here for the Caps. And Tofayona this time, it's gone full circle. Won the clean turnover before and went out of bounds, hit the reverse, and gives away the foul. Good challenge for her up against a player of Mariana Tolo's experience and class and talent. Great opportunity now for Tofayona, particularly in this fourth quarter.
Absolutely, but if she's making the reverse layup, she probably shouldn't be the one that has to get back and cover Tolo. Someone's got to help her out until she can get back to a position where she's between Tolo and the basket, and make it then release out from there.
So the one free throw attempt there for Whitcomb. Tolo at the other end catches and is head to the line for 2. Tofayona was called for a tech foul, hence the one free throw there for Whitcomb, and Tolo will now head to the line to shoot a couple.
I think that's Collier's 5th foul as well, so that's going to make things really difficult for the Caps, particularly from an interior perspective. I think you'll see there's been an emphasis on it at the start of this quarter, but I think we'll see the ball go inside a lot more for the Spirit.
Jefferson stepping onto the floor. You can see Collier a little bit despondent, hands on hips at the back of your screen there. She fouls out of the game. Melbourne for Jefferson, who's on the floor and immediately makes an impact. Meg Jefferson gets her first points of the season. Werung drives and scores. Bread and butter for Abby Werung.
The onside dribble there from Abby Werung just sold it. Again, change of pace. Then got on the rim quickly. She loves a left-hand layup.
Wilson flabbergasted as Potch draws the contact and will head to the line. You can be the judge at home. Thought she got all ball.
I do like seeing Potch aggressive, though. The Caps need that from her for the entirety of this season, not just this game. So seeing her really take it at the Spirit is a really good sign for the Caps.
And that aggression will only become more frequent with the more games that she plays.
Yeah, and infectious as well. That sort of vibe spreads through the group really quickly.
It's the second Nadia Potch. 59 points. The Spirit have continued their high-scoring ways. 85 points tonight for the Bendigo Spirit. Whitcomb. Tolo. Werung with 5 to shoot. So good in this situation. Tolo, long range 2. She doesn't get you underneath the ring. She can get you from long range 2.
And she is dynamite from that sort of 15-foot range.
Yeah.
So you definitely have to carry a hand to Tolo when she's out there.
Whitcomb kicks it out. Kelly Wilson for 3. Started the game so well with her shooting stroke and finishing it well too.
Kelly Wilson shooting at 100%
Yes.
for the game. Shoot more.
Start up your hashtag at home, hashtag shoot more, as Melbourne can't get that one to go. Potch, a great offensive rebound. Still hasn't hit the ring on the third attempt. Munga did, but couldn't score. The Spirit up to 90 points. Whitcomb for Wilson. Just makes a blemish on the field goal percentage as Melbourne finds Potch.
Love that from the Caps. I wanted to see more of that earlier in the game, but that playing with that pace and really testing the Spirit in their defensive transition.
Tolo, Whitcomb, guarded here by Melbourne. Great defense from Melbourne, but Samuels is 3 for 3. Can't bring it down, or can't knock it down rather. Melbourne comes up with rebound number 7. Boya, good look for 3. She hit a beautiful shot from the same spot earlier in the game. She converts with another 3 ball. Here, Boya up to 7 points. Melbourne read it superbly. Wins it back. Will she take on almost the entire Spirit team? She'll kick it out for Boya, for Munga, who loves the corner. Potch with the rebound. Caught one in the face there.
Some really good signs offensively. Well, both ends of the floor actually for the Caps, but definitely offensively, they're getting some really good looks now and some high percentage looks for them. They're just not going down at the moment. But at the defensive end, they've been really disruptive towards the Spirit, which is, it's really good signs. Unfortunately for the Caps now, though, they've just brought Burton back into the game. So, again, a luxury that the Spirit have.
Because Casey Samuels is fouled out, she's had the 5 fouls to her name. So Burton comes back onto the floor. But before the recommencement of play, we'll have a timeout here at the Red Energy Arena. Bendigo a powerhouse offensively so far this season. It's the 4th time this season that they have scored at least 90 points. They've scored at least 79 in all of their games. They are so hard to contain from an offensive point of view, and they've put together a roster, Zoe, that is going to be so hard to stop. Searching for that first championship in almost a decade now. We know that the powerhouse side that led them to those back-to-back titles last decade, but they are so well set up. Probably the best setup that they are to have a crack at this championship for the first time in about a decade.
Yeah, definitely, and it's really exciting for the Spirit too, because obviously they had they won the championship back, as you said, probably about 10 years ago.
Yep.
But to see them back here and what it does for the community is just massive in country Victoria. So really exciting to see, and exciting to see with these players because of who they are as people. They immerse themselves in the community rather than just going and playing their basketball games.
I haven't checked the actual numbers as well, as Potch just misses, but anecdotally, I'm seeing more bums on seats at Red Energy Arena. I think that the success of this team has brought the fans out for this season so far, and rightly so. They're loving what they're seeing at the moment. Werung misses that shot. Munga takes on Simpson up high, gets the lucky roll. That was a nice move from Nicole Munga.
Nice little mid-range pull-up jumper. Love the mid-range. Got to play into it a little bit more. But again, the Caps playing in that pace, not walking the ball up the floor and playing at the tempo that the Spirit want.
Melbourne, Munga, Potch for three. Well short. All nylon, just not through the ring for Margio Potch. He's in early foul trouble, but he's stayed out of that foul trouble since. She's the leading point scorer tonight for the Caps with 14. As Munga takes the seat. She's played 19 minutes tonight, Nicole Munga. The press there, the Caps, but Bendigo are able to clear the danger. Now Burton goes to work. Simpson for Griffin. Takes on Melbourne. And Potch and Melbourne combine off the rebound. Melbourne pulls up. Mid-range no good on that occasion from Jade Melbourne. She's 1 of 11 from the field tonight. She gives away the foul. Her second personal foul. Just under 4 minutes remaining here. Saturday night WNBL action. 9 now. Enjoy the broadcast. Where have you been watching? Tolo is looking for a steamrolling Kelsey Griffin through the paint. Didn't come off. Swung wide. Simpson had a look and missed. As again, the Caps continuing to play at pace. And that combination of Potch and Melbourne on display. She just fumbled at the wrong time, but Melbourne hit the pass beautifully.
And just, again, really good signs for the Caps. I know they'll be disappointed with the result, and they'll be disappointed in, not executing the way they want to, but there are still some really good signs for them for the remainder of this season.
Tough from Griffin. Couple of spins, banks it in off the glass. 92-66 in favour of Bendigo. Potch, Boya for three. Their attitude has not waned at all, the UC Caps. They've continued to throw darts at Bendigo.
Not at all, and Boya now 3 of 6 from the three-point line as well. So she's really making a statement for who she is as a basketball player.
Melbourne, grit at the teeth. She tried to work her way in the paint. Just imagine just sitting in the front row there. Melbourne worked her way through. Take a seat with the captain. Fair night at the office for her. Despite only the 5 points, still 9 rebounds and 8 assists and 3 steals.
And only 2 turnovers as well. The ball is in her hands a lot. So to be that secure with the ball is very impressive.
Bongi having a run now on the floor. Jefferson with the trigger and missed it. Griffin with the rebound. Rebound number 6 for the returning Kelsey Griffin to go with 11 points. Jefferson then is called for the foul.
And the Caps just need to be careful here because they are in the bonus, so you don't want to allow this to blow out any further, and you want to finish this on a good note, and allowing the Spirit to just finish this game going to the line regularly is going to really sour what they've been doing in the last couple of minutes.
Full-time WNBL champion with UC Caps. Mariana Tolo, she was so integral to the success of the Caps last decade. A pretty handy acquisition for the Bendigo Spirit as she takes a seat, and you get a sense that a couple of the bench players now for Bendigo will enjoy these last 2.5 minutes with the game well and truly wrapped up. Deeble and Babongi, and Monique Babongi gets the lucky roll there. Caps into the 70s. They've not died wondering, despite that lopsided scoreline. Wilson and Griffin. Booth and Bird all out there as well. Wilson only has the 4 seconds to shoot and is fouled. You also see Lavinia Cox out there. What an opportunity this is for the likes of Booth, Bird and Cox out there. They're playing on the same floor with Kelsey Griffin and Kelly Wilson.
Yeah, it's huge. And, you know, the things that the opportunities they're having to learn from these players and these teams, these athletes that are on the floor at the moment are the next wave that are coming through. So what they're able to take from particularly Wilson and Griffin, who've played so many games in the league and done it all, is just, you can't buy it. It's incredible for them.
Deeble, athletically, Kelsey Griffin went up. Deeble will head to the line to shoot to stop Kelly Wilson. Game number 459 for WNBL tonight. He's just coming up towards Kristen Veal's assist number as well for assists in WNBL. She's gaining on the former point guard star.
I'd like to see Kelly Wilson break 500. I think she's got it in her.
I feel like she can do it quite easily. She's still contributing so well. Still playing at a great tempo. Here she is, working with Griffin, with Booth. Griffin wants it down low. Bird, Cox. What a moment this will be for Cox. Can't get it to go. Griffin tried to tip it in, and on the third attempt, doesn't get the lucky roll. Potch. Jefferson backing down as the mismatch there on Cox and makes the most of it.
And a great find from the Caps there too to really utilise that mismatch and get the ball inside as quickly as possible.
Jefferson up to 4 points now with that bucket. Into the final minute here at Red Energy Arena. Bird gave it to Cox. I'm not sure if it was a deliberate screen or not, but Cox hits it nonetheless. Great moment for Lavinia Cox. Has scored previously in the WNBL. His Potch goes in hard, he's fouled, and will head to the line to make it a 3-point play.
And again, that aggression, we've spoken about it from Potch to really start to take ownership of the offensive end for the Caps. And she's so athletic and so long. If she gets feet in the paint, it's really hard to defend her in there. So I love what I'm seeing from her. Now she's just got to string it together a little bit and make sure she's capitalizing at the end of her penetration.
16 points tonight for Adjo Potch. As that's a lovely hand in there from Deeble. Picked it from Cox, and an excellent left-hand finish as well from Katie Deeble. Her second WNBL season. Had one with Sydney Flames before going to Wake Forest University in the USA rather. Well, Griffin was 3 for 3. We have a 2 and a bit second differential between game clock and shot clock. Kelly Wilson toiling with Diebel there. Kicks it out for Cox, who releases and almost hits. Didn't look too bad off the hand, despite it being rushed. But this Bendigo Spirit outfit continues to make statements. 7 on the trot. Who can stop this team? They put on 98 points to the Caps 78. They are undoubtedly the team to beat in this WNBL season. 98-78, and they had contributors right across the floor with 6 players in double figures. They continue to be a dominant force. Zoe Carr, look at some of the highlights on top of that ladder, and it's going to take something pretty special to knock them over at some stage this season.
It really is, and credit to the Caps though. That was looking like that was going to be a 120-point game for the Spirit at one stage, and they made their adjustments, and then offensively, 78 points isn't bad to put on the floor, but the power and the scoring power of the Spirit was just on full display tonight. Anytime the Caps did a job of locking someone down, somebody else stepped up, and that's been their calling card for the season so far.
So back in round 2, Bendigo defeated Canberra 99-76. Tonight it's 98 to 78 in the end. So pretty similar scoreline. Similar in terms of how it panned out in terms of a very strong first quarter from the Spirit with a 35-point first quarter as well. The Caps, you know what? The Caps won the last quarter 26-21.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. There were some great signs there from the young Capitals team, and obviously Collier fouling out is a big hole for them to have to try and deal with from a size perspective. But they took it well, and they didn't quit, and that was the thing that I really liked the most. They continued to fight right to the very end.
Sammy Whitcomb buried them early, though, it has to be said. She had 12 points in the first quarter on her way to 20 for the game to go, with 9 rebounds as well. That was certainly quite noticeable. Her energy and intensity off the glass tonight was really noticeable on the eye, but again, setting the tone for her side in that first quarter.
Absolutely, and she's just so hard to guard. You close out too long, she puts it to the floor and she scores. You take away that drive, she pulls up and scores over the top of you. It is just, she is an absolute nightmare, which is really fun for us because we get to watch it. Yeah. But it'd be so frustrating having to play against her when she's in this kind of mode, and then getting herself to the foul line and being 100% from the foul line is it's just class. There's no other word for it.
And she was ably assisted by her fellow guard in Veronica Burton as well. We talked about Sammy Whitcomb wanting to play with Kelsey Griffin. Well, seeing Whitcomb and Burton team up, that chemistry has been excellent right throughout. A really nice game from Veronica Burton, 22, 6 and 6, and 3 of 5 from three-point territory.
Yeah, and always when they needed it, they'd go dry for a couple of possessions and she'll come out off a mid-pick, or she'll hit the open 3, and then is a menace defensively down the other end. So she is a genuine two-way player and a real making real statements in this league.
Round 5 of the Signet WNBL looks like this so far. Spirit goes 7 and zip. We have one more game remaining. It's at the State Basketball Centre. That is going to be a fun game as well. We see that at 9 go. It'll be the Flyers and the Lynx, 2 high-octane teams going at it on a Sunday afternoon. That'll be a must-watch game, no doubt about that. Been good fun, Zoe. Nice working together.
You too.
Zoe Carr joining us on this Signet WNBL broadcast on behalf of her and our entire hard-working team. This is Ben Waterworth signing off from Red Energy Arena, where the Bendigo Blitz took another step up tonight. Their 7th consecutive win, a 98-78 win over the UC Caps. Good night.